capital is more important than making money. And you want to lock in your trades, you also want to protect your downside at the same time.
Good. Let's try again. Got a frog. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of American Dream Trading's live futures education and trading program. This is an outreach of American Dream Trading, which was founded by, is owned by, is managed by, and is incorporated by as a legal corporation by Chad Christian, who we affectionately call Coach, who brings more than 33 years of experience in the markets. And he educates us on everything from stock options, crypto, and my personal favorite and the focus of this program, futures. Glad you could be here with us today. My name is Mark McSee. I'm one of the more than 20 moderators here at American Dream Trading. I play my little part in helping keep this megalothical, if that's even a word, a humongous corporation up and running. And we're glad you could be here with us today. You know the routine. If this is your first time here with us today, make sure you click that subscribe, like, share button, and also make sure you get those notification buttons marked also so that you do not miss any of our upcoming broadcasts. And we are live here 3 times daily at American Dream Trading. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. I'm live here with the Futures and Education broadcast from 2 to 4 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday. And then immediately following this broadcast, we have the Aftermarket Show with our host and trainer, Don. And you'll find that on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. If you haven't been there yet, head on over there to that YouTube site, American Dream Trading. Click subscribe. That way you can watch each and every broadcast there also. So if you're on TikTok, highly recommend it. You subscribe also to our YouTube feed, as I tend to have issues with this software, and at any time you can get disconnected from this live feed. It's usually good for about an hour, hour and a half maybe. Just depends what day it is and how the software feels. But if you have that, then you have a backup. Same way on YouTube. You can go to TikTok, Facebook, any of them, and any of the major social media network feeds. And, oh man, look at, I just looked up at my chart. Look at the Dow taking off. Gee, Merry Christmas, who's in the Dow? Holy cow, it's coming up to a double top, which it rejected off of, and it's retrying it now. Anyhow, I'll bring that one up so you can see that. Look at that, right up there, that double top, right at the top of the trend line. Good place for it. So we'll see if it can break through here to the upside. Well, anyhow, make sure you have multiple feeds available to you, because at any time one of them can go down. After all, it's only ones and zeros, and anything can happen. As you can see, all the major indices are trying to make a push to the upside. They're all pretty much at double top areas. So be careful here. Don't be just jumping in thinking it's going to the moon all of a sudden, which it could, but it has to break through its critical levels. So make sure you're not making any trades unless you have your charts all charted out, so you can tell where it's going, maybe where it might hold up. What is your impediment to profits? How do you like that? How do you like that little limerick there? Impediments to profits. Make sure you know where those are at, the historical levels, right? Where it's touched today, where it's touched at historically, because they'll tend to buy and sell over and over and over at the same historical levels. And the only way to know that is through effective charting. So make sure you have that done. Don't enter a trade blindly, trying to guess where it might hold up at. We're always looking out for double tops, double bottoms, VWAP to 200. Any of your indicators that you have on your chart, those are all possible impediments to profits. So make sure you're there and respect it, just like this trend line here on NQ. You can see it come up, hit the top of the trend line and pulled back. Here it is retesting again. If, however, it does manage to get on through to the other side, we have the 200 MA right here, which is that blue dotted line that it's going to have to deal with, right? So watch those. That's in a tough spot right now. ES is pretty much mirroring the NQ. It's at the top of the trend line, attempting a break out of that. Hasn't broken, held all the way yet. It's trying. But we have the 200 right there. So I would expect some sort of resistance there to the upside. And then we have the Russell also at a double top area, kind of getting a little crowded up here. You can see it's testing those levels just as expected. It's also, this area here is a previous day close, which would have been Friday. So you can see it's getting resistance there. So historical levels matter. And if you have those on your chart, you will be a more confident trader, more successful trader, knowing what to do with those different levels. So make sure you have them marked and respect them. Gold's been kind of crazy today. It's setting new 52-week highs multiple times here lately since around noonish, a little bit before noon. It went up and retested those levels and bounced right back off. Bang, bang, bang. This one didn't quite make it up there. So even the new 52-week high, knowing where those are at, which you can also just have a line drawn there. You can see these where these peaked at, but they stopped right there at the new 52-week high. Didn't have enough oomph to take it on through. Boy, do I got a frog in my throat. Well, we'll see what happens with the voice here. I like NQ. I like gold. I was trading gold earlier today. It was pretty fun there for a while. It was really nice before the regular market opened today. And it's been kind of fun during the regular market. We took advantage of the ups and the downs and the peaks and the valleys. Made money when it went up. We made money when it went down. Because we can go with futures, you can play up and down, right? You can play longs if you think the price is going to go up. And you can play shorts if you think the price is going down. So, and knowing how to use your chart and the different levels and indicators can help you make those decisions in a more educated and intelligent manner. So make sure you know what you're doing there. Just don't jump in blindly with a blank chart. You have no clue what it's going to do, right? So, hey, Keith, good over there. Thank you. Sent a little your awesome gift. Appreciate that. By the way, I will be typing just some random numbers into the TikTok chat just to keep the live feed open. So you'll see numbers there. It'll appear under the name ADD Coach. That is actually me. We share a same corporate account. So it's not Coach, it's actually me. So there's gold, bounced off that level up there, that little mess, this little tight mess up here, and is now pulling back to the downside. We do have a level of support down there around that 38.53.4-ish level, which is touching right now. Let's see if it wants to bounce off that or not. Nice little gamma candle. Might even get a 50% retracement on that. Let's take a watch here and see. It says on a 1-minute chart. And see if this wants to go. Now, we also have the bottom of the trend line, which is this red line down here. This is the top of the channel, which is of the trend line, which is up here. There it is, bouncing off that. Are we going to go down here any lower? Well, we'll see. Coming down, it did kind of bounce off the New York session opening. Didn't quite touch it, but close enough, right? So Dow has since pulled back a little bit from up there. Russell's still kind of, actually, Russell's holding up pretty decent. It's up there towards the top. It's still holding its own for now anyway, right? So gold is just kind of selling off. There's the profit taken. Let's see if this candle goes back up that 50% as people take their profits at the bottom of their shorts, and see if this bounces up. Now, we do have a barrier here. We have a resistance level that it has to break and hold above, but we'll see what happens here. We trade the trades in front of us. We try not to guess, and there's pretty much 50% pulled back up there right now as we speak. See how that works? Pretty neat, huh? That's one of the many things we learn here that Coach teaches us. All right, do it later over there on YouTube. Nice to see you. Darn Cricket also hanging out over there with us. And that's it for right now. Our TikTok algorithm is just messed up again. I don't know what's going on here. There should be about 4 times the amount that's showing right now. If y'all would type in something into your chat box there on your TikTok, that will help the algorithm a little bit out here, showing that there's activity there. I'd appreciate it. You can say hello. You can just type in a number, do whatever you want. Anywho, so I don't need that on there. All right, so gold bounced back up a good 50% off that pullback on that large gamma candle. And our members know how to make money doing that. We were doing that very thing all morning off and on. We were also playing bottom bounces off up to the 9 and then playing the bounce off the 9 EMA to back down to the downside, making profits that way. Literally making money up and then bounces, goes back down, bounces, goes back up. Make money that way, right? So trade to trade's in front of you. Hey, Jay Doss, how's it going there? Howdy to you, sir, or madam, whatever the case may be. All right, so we'll see here. All right, let's take a quick walk through the indices, see if we have any plays here. As you can see, it did stop, just like I told you, up here at the top of the trend line, that green line that goes across here, shows the current trend, and the 200 was there, and it did not like it. It did not have enough volume to break on through to the other side up there on ES. NQ is probably the same. Yep, exact same thing happened. It's also back up to the Tokyo session high. So you can see we have a good double top up here. If this can break through the 200 here, we still have a double top over here, which is right there behind my fat head, right? So right here's, you can see how this all bounced right here on this level right here, right? And then there's another one above that. So each line that I have on my chart is a point of decision. It's a historical level. And we'll wait and see. As you can see, what did it do? That wick touched that line I was just talking of and pulled back. So it has to break on through the other side there to get some upward momentum. Could very well happen on the next candle. We don't know. But pay attention to that if you like trading NQ, which is highly volatile. And right now it's what is it at on a 1 minute candle? It's not too bad right now as far as volatility, 25. That's actually pretty good for NQ. That's more like an ES and average true range. And the Russell's trying to break out above this double top. Hasn't broken, held. It broke through. Here's your candle here. Doesn't really give me a lot of confirmation that it wants us to keep going that way. But we'll see here if it can get buyers coming in. How do I know that? Well, if you look at a candle, these wicks show you. Wick on top means sellers are pushing down. Wick on the bottom means buyers are pushing it up. Now, if it's going down, it's the inverse of that, right? People are buying shorts to push it down on the red candles to the downside, and buyers are buying off their short, buying the shorts back to push it up if the wick's on the bottom. So you have that back and forth, and you have an average movement per candle, which is called the average true range. That's how much one candle will move. So you have to, in that time frame, in this case would be a 1 minute, right? So on NQ, we're currently, you can get a 25 tick movement per one candle as of right now, and it's always changing, right? 25 ticks, there's 4 ticks to a point, or if you want to think about it, in a dollar. So if this goes from 24,859 to 24,860, you can call that a dollar, is how we tend to think of it, but it's really called a point. And each point in the NQ and ES are divisible by 4. So there's 4 ticks per point, right? So in each one of those, you get paid a fixed amount of money for each gain or loss that it moves. So if it has a 25 tick, well, 4 goes into 25, what? 6 times plus. So it will move on average $6 or 6 points in a 1 minute candle. So you have to give it some room to breathe. So that's how you kind of set your stops in accordance. So if it's 25 ticks, you might want to give it, you always want to add a buffer, because ATR is just that, average, right? You're always going to have your larger candles like this. And if you don't pad it your ATR a little bit on your stops, then you're going to get stopped out a lot, right? So, but the other thing you have to consider is if I do make my stop larger than the average, can I handle that type of loss? Is my risk tolerance as such that I can afford to eat that much money if it pulls back on just one candle, right? So, but if you do not have it set accordingly, just the normal movement will stop you out. It may just come down and the wick just barely touch and stop you out, and then it goes back up, and now you're out of the trade and you can't take advantage of it, and you actually get stopped out for a loss when all it was normal movement. So you got to allow for that, right? So I use the 9 EMA for entries. So if I had entered this, which I didn't, I would have went, here's the break. and to hold above the 9, I could have entered here, and now I would be in this trade all the way to the top. Now, would I have entered this in reality? No. I would have waited because the 200 was so close there, right? I would have waited and make sure it was going to go above it. Because if I'd have jumped in this soon enough and it pulled back like these ones did, then I could have ended up in a losing trade. So I'll be extra a little bit more conservative. I know our paid members find that hard to believe, the way I scalp, but the better trade would be a little bit more conservative, give up a little bit of profit for hopefully more steady gains to the upside. So these are all these little things you got to take in mind when you're in a trade, right? So there's a lot going on there, and you got to know how to react with it. And as it gets more volatile or less volatile, you can adjust your stops accordingly. So you always want to trade with a stop, never enter a trade without one, right? That's how you destroy your account. All right, let's see what do we got going over there. Darn Cricket says, hey, Doug. All right. Alex View over there on TikTok says, the king of 9 EMA. Well, yeah, I like 9 EMA. I base the majority of my trading decisions because I am a scalper, and I like playing the strategy of the break and hold of the 9, either to the upside or even to the downside, both ways. I wait for that break and then the hold, which means there's a confirmation candle. Ideally, that starts on the shoulder of the previous candle. It has enough oomph to show that it still wants to move. So that's my main trading strategy. It's not that I won't jump in after it's already on a run, on a quick scalp, or catch bounces. So there's all kinds of trading strategies that coach teaches. Just like this we were playing earlier. I don't know if it was on, I think it was on NQ if I'm not mistaken. We were playing, of course you won't be able to really tell now probably. I think it was down here. We had this gold level that it pulled down to, and let's just say it was over here. I don't remember what time it was, but this one here has a little bit better. So it was, here's the gold level, it came down to it, bounced off it, come back up to 9, bounced off the 9, came right back down to this candle. And so you can play those little bounces, right? Little ping pong movement there. It's kind of like trade. It's channel trading essentially is what it is. But I'm using the indicator knowing that that's a point of resistance to the upside, and I can play that as it bounces back up and then see if it's going to continue past the 9 or if it's going to reject. And if it gives any hint of rejection, I just lock in my profits there at the top as much as possible. Sometimes it happens real fast and you don't get it locked in all the way, but you have to be quick when you're scalping in that kind of situation. So NQ is stair-stepping up nicely. It broke through the 200, right? It broke through and tested this next level. It kind of pulled back, so it's kind of losing a little bit of the umph. And part of that is because it's at the top of the trend line. And look what's up here. The yellow line, that's my VWAP, this line right here. So that's another point. Now, if it can break and hold above that, now all my indicators are in the rear view mirror, and those are 6 less things, or 5, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 less things I have to worry about, right? As far as indicators slowing me down. It reduces the amount of impediments to profits to the upside in this case. So I can jump in and jump out. Now I can get in here and scalp individual candles. I don't have to wait for it to do this, but you got to be quick at it, right? And you got to kind of be experienced. You should not be scalping if you're not an experienced trader. It's the most stressful type of trading, and it's harder, right? Because if you jump in and I'm like, oh, I think this candle's going to bounce off here and go up, right? Say, I thought it was going to bounce off this line and go up. Well, it kind of sort of did. But not really, not a large amount on ES, right? But you got to be careful because sometimes it will go against you, right? See, this one here, I could have played down here and then played to bounce up back to where it was. But you can see how volatile it is. It's just moving around. So if you hesitate in your quick scalp there, you'll end up losing. And see, look at that one. If I'd have got in that, I would have lost, right? Unless you were really quick. So now, can I play this NQ here? Well, let's do that. Let's just play around here. Let me see what I got in my. If I even have this, I forgot to look to see what the how much I had here, if anything, to play with here. I'm in paper trading mode. Yeah, I can play with it. Yeah, let me reset this here. All right, let me get this out of the road. Reset the account here. Forgot to do that before we went live. That's all right. Because it shows 390,000 in profits there. That was a paper trade. We were playing around with gold there, and I just let it run without any stops or anything, just see what happened. and it had quite the nice movement up. So, anywho. All right, so now that I've been talking, I've already missed this where it was sitting there, right? So if I jump in here like this, I got to be quick at it, right? I got to be a quick scalper. If I see some profit, I got to decide how fast I get out of this, right? Watch this. If I hesitate right here, this is going to stop here or at the top of this, right? Now I'm sitting there talking through this, right? I'm losing money. Well, I'm not in this case, but I could have, right? Bang, there's $625 that fast, right? Now this thing may pull back right here, right? Expect a pullback. And you can also play the downside of that if it does do that. But, you know, it's one of those things. You got to be good and you got to be quick. Anyway, so we are approaching this level up here. If I was going to play down, I'd rather have it up here higher to play the bounce down. And then here's these wicks is right before that. So if this pops up a little bit, this don't burst through there. If it hesitates, I can do a quick scalp to the downside. Let's see if this hesitates here, right? So I could try to game it a little bit here, but that usually doesn't work out good for you. What if this breaks through this time, right? And I didn't get a chance to look at the L2 up there, and I don't even have the right one up anyway. So now I got to waste time doing that. And there we go. See where that's at. There are orders to the upside, so that's probably not good for me, but we'll see if this bounces back off of here or not. All right, it's been a little while since it touched it over here at whatever time that is, quarter to one-ish. So we'll see if this bounces off here, right? What we do is we do shorts on or resistance, longs on support. There we go. I think that was 0. I'm not sure. I went to press it. Did press it quick enough. Capitalize. It did say 125. See how it is pulling down. So. Let me see. Did I make any money? Well, I'm up 1,125. I must have made money on that trade. I think the other one was only, what, 600? Something like that? I don't know. We'll leave that there. Fake money. Now, this is paper money, by the way. I don't trade my real account while I'm talking to everybody at home. Right? That way, while I'm talking and showing you things on purpose, I'll even show you things what not to do, and this is a result if you do these type of things. So really, for my entry here, I want to see a break and hold above this level here. Okay, I just did quick scalps there just to throw in some money, but you can see this level's been tough to break through. So if I do get a break through this level, a break and a hold, it might be a good play to the upside for a little bit. I still have the top of the trend line. I have VWAP up there, right? So, and it's getting towards the end of the day, but we've seen stranger things happen, right? So it's kind of hanging out there and rejected again. Now, can I play a bounce off the 9 here again if it comes back down here? Well, I could, right? Unless this time it happens to break through. What do I got to the upside? Anything? Well, there's some orders to the upside, and I've already missed my opportunity looking at my L2. I'm sitting there staring at that instead of looking at my chart because it's up here on a different monitor. All right, let me put that down a little lower so I don't have to look up as high. But I missed that bounce off the 9 there. I could have made a few dollars there. So those are quick scalps. That's not something I highly recommend anybody do. And I lost my connection there. There we go. All right. By the way, if you have any questions about trading futures or any trading questions in general, we'll be more than happy to answer them as time allows. All you have to do is type your question into your social media chat box, and we'll see if we can do it. Am I trading on a prop firm? Absolutely not. I have no desire to trade on a prop firm, even though we have members that do. It just doesn't interest me. Why? Because there's too many rules. I don't like being told how much I can trade at a time. This is a paper trading account here. I use Webull and Tradeovate as my brokers with my live money. This trading view that I link to, I can link to my Webull account, which is my primary, it's my big account, I call it. Then I have a smaller account on Tradeovate that I'm just going to build up over time. The stuff that I'm going to use now, there we go. There's $750 that quick. Bang, bang. But this is TradingView. It's just one of the largest independent softwares out there for charting, and you can also link your brokers to it. Now, obviously, you can't trade Fidelity or Vanguard, any of the big boys on here. All the smaller ones, Webull and those type of things, Ninja Trader, Tradeovate, those type of brokerages you can link to this and conduct trades through TradingView, and it executes your trades through your broker that way. So it's pretty cool. I like it, just purty, right? ES is coming up here to another double top up here at this area. So you saw that's why I took that quick scalp, right? I can see these behind me. Always look behind you, see where your levels are at, right? Snap a line on there so you got it for a visual reference. Same thing here, it's climbing, right? But it's got to break and hold. So if I don't wait for, watch this. I'm going to enter with the break without the hold, right? See what happened? Now it's pulling back on me because I didn't get a confirmation candle. So this could be a losing trade. It broke through, but it hasn't confirmed it wants to stay there. Now, I might be fortunate, and it does anyway. I was hoping this, well, you see I'm losing money. That was the purpose I jumped in there like that for, right? You always want to wait for that confirmation candle, and here it comes. Let's see if this wants to come up. And the other bad thing is I'm at the top of the trend channel, right? So I was expecting this really to reject more, and it did, but we'll see here. I'll get lucky here, maybe get a few bucks out of it. Pops one little more pop there, it'll be green, and I can lock in the profit on that. But you should always wait for that confirmation. Does this look like it's a strong, wants to move up strongly? Not at all, right? Does not give me confidence. See how it's teetering around? Doesn't have that oomph, right, to the upside, right? Now, again, it could still go up, but it's not really giving me a lot of that it wants to type of movement, right? It's holding its own, but it sits here too long, it'll pull back. People will start taking their profits. That's why I want that confirmation candle to show some upward movement before I get into it, and it's not doing that. So had I waited, I wouldn't be down $750 right now. I'd have saved myself that aggravation and then having a losing trade. So always be patient. And see, this is here, the candle didn't start on the shoulder of the previous, and there's a weak candle, right? And look what's happening. So now I'm down 1,100 because I didn't exit out, right? So that's why it's important to wait for that confirmation candle when it starts on the shoulder of the previous and gets some oomph, gets some volume to the upside. You're more likely to end up with a more successful trade other than like I did here. It didn't have the oomph and I jumped in anyway. I mean, I did it on purpose to show you. And then this candle did not start on the shoulder of the previous candle, so that's even a weaker indication for this moment in time that it's a weak trade. And as you can see, I went from losing, what was it, $375, now I'm down $1,500, right? Now there are buyers coming in here pushing this up a little bit, but it's got a long way to go for me to break even, you know what I mean? So save yourself the headache, be patient. Part of trading is waiting for this setup. Now see here, see how much this has really gone against me? Right now I'm back down this level that I just broke through, right? So now I have that much more work to do. Now I'm down 1,875. And again, if you're just joining, this is paper trading. This is not real money. It's executing trades in real time, but it's using a simulated account to do so. This is what you use to learn how to use the software, learn how to trade, evaluate your trading philosophies. Anyway, different types of way of trading, right? So I can sit here or I can rip this Band-Aid off and get out of this trade. It's not real money anyway. So I'll let it go here for a few minutes just to see if it wants to come back up to the upside. I don't see, I need to come up to, where do I get in here at? 714. And right now on ES, let me see here. I'm at ES. Well, there's some 715s down there. It kind of does want to, but depends whether they want to pay that much for it. In fact, there's pretty good base of orders to the upside, so I might get fortunate here and at least break even. If I first see green here, I'll get out and take profit, because what happens when you make a poor entry, all right, and you get fortunate enough to end up green on it, you better take that green and then reevaluate your trade, right? Most of the time, you don't end up green when you make a poor decision, right? Now, I'm not trading on hopium here, but I'm just showing you, right? Because this ES has a 22 tick movement, which is basically, you know, $5. This is down at 713. I have a statistical odd, if it does get volume, to move up, and it's within reason of its normal range. But it can also go down the same amount, right? It works both ways. That's not a measurement of up, that's a total measurement. Now it can go up 2, come down 3, it can go up 4, come down 1. That's just a true range that it moves in, right? The amount of volume, the amount of ticks that it moves at any given average time. And now you can see here, I'm sitting here now, I'm really sweating right now. I'm seeing $2,000 losses. This is getting weak. Looks like it wants to, push down lower, right? And it very may well drop here, right? And go down. And now I'm really in a losing trade. So you also have to not only manage your profits, you got to manage your losses, right? There's no way I'm going to let this do this in real life, okay? I would have got out of this trade. Well, actually, I wouldn't have got in like I did anyway. But if I was in a losing trade, you have to manage your losses, and you have to take losses on purpose sometimes. You have to manage those losses. That's a hard thing to do, especially about the time I'd get out of this trade that pops back up. I was like, doggone it, if I just held on another minute, right? Well, if you do that a couple times, right, that kind of puts the wrong idea in your head that, if I just hold longer, it'll come back eventually. Well, more often than not, it doesn't. Just because you had a couple times when it did, you just got fortunate. That's all you got, right? So, anyway, this is hanging here. So, this is why it pays to give up a little bit of profits and wait for the actual break and hold, or the confirmation candle, if you want to call it that, right? I just call it break and hold. Break and hold with some oomph to the upside, and that candle, as I showed you, had 0 oomph, right? And ended up with the next candle being weak, and it pulled back. Now I'm stuck down here. The good news is it is holding this level. It hasn't gave up, hasn't broken hell below this level, or the 9. As far as that goes, right? And we can see it's been kind of respecting the 9. Hasn't really, only maybe briefly for a second here, broken held below it on this upside move. So there's a little bit of hopium going on there. So just want to see if this does this or not. There's no reason I can't click out of this right now, move on to something else, right? So, but don't trade hoping it's going to come back, right? We had a paid member today, apparently, moved his stops down and even outright canceled to stop to allow the downward movement against him, hoping it would go up and reverse the other way. Well, it never happened, and guess what the result was? He lost more money than he needed to. You never move your stops, okay? Once you get them there, and you decided for a reason that's what your stop was going to be, you should leave it there. Now, if you made a mistake, that's a little bit different. Now I'm back to 375 loss. If I happen to get gold, if I happen to see green at all, 1 tick or 2 ticks above where I got it. Well, I need 3, or no, I only need 1 tick. So I see right here, it broke even there temporarily. Again, it's still testing this level. It's not looking really that good. There's no real oomph there. See that? So we'll see what happens here. Again, I entered this trade poorly for a reason, just to show you this lesson. Didn't expect it to last this long, but so this is the problem. You sit here, now you've been a nervous wreck for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going on 7 minutes, wondering whether you're going to end up losing money, right? Oh my God, I'm going to have to tell my spouse I lost money. Oh, that ain't going to go well, right? Well, so there's even more reason, right? Make sure that you're making good entries. There's a lot we can't control in the markets that's going to cause us to lose money. And that's why we have stops for those type of things. Well, when you do a poor entry because you made a bad decision, now that's on you, right? Anytime I do something like this, it's on me. Can't blame the market for that, right? So look now, I'm down 22.50. What am I doing here? I'm basically trading on hopium, right? I am hoping it comes back up, right? I'm hoping I at least break even. I'm hoping that I maybe get a tick above where I need so I can actually be green. And this is the kind of thing that will wreck your account. Now look how much money I'm down. See that? Oh, but it might bounce off to 21 and come back up. Well, yeah, it might. What if it don't? You're going to be down more than $3,300, right? Oh no, but it might bounce here. And this is how we talk ourselves into losing money, right? Oh, okay. Well, it didn't bounce there. It'll probably bounce on the 55 down here. I'll wait and see, right? Well, now I'm down almost $5,000, right? Well, I could have took basically a $400 loss, right? Now I'm down 4,000, 10 times the loss that I should have took. But it might bounce. Oh, look, it's moving up. I was right after all. Here it comes. And you'll find that's usually not true either, right? Oh, look at that. Now I'm back down again. So I could have cut my loss there for less money, right? So Managing your loss is what really sucks about trading, when you have to rip the Band-Aid off and take the loss and move on to the next trade. Now, here's the other bad thing. I'm sitting in this trade for a losing trade. Again, it's paper money. It's not real. Could I be trading gold and making money? Well, I could have got in a downside trade. What about the Dow? Well, lost my connection there on 1 minute. Could I have been in the Dow to the upside making money? Oh, cow. Look at all that time I wasted over here losing money. I could have been in an upside trade that would have made me money, right? That's the other thing, the cost opportunity of your money. You're sitting here trying to hopium this comes back up, and I got things going to the moon over here, right? Or I could have caught a downhill slide on one of these other ones. Look at the Russell. I could have been making money on the Russell. I could have been making money on the Dow, right? I could have done a short on gold and played that from here down to there. That's a lot of money, right? So I could have went from, say, right here down to there. That's 40 ticks. That's $400 a contract. How many contracts I got in this ES? 30. Yeah. There's $12,000 I could have made with the same amount of money instead of over here losing money. So there's the other costs that you really don't think about when you're in a losing trade. You feel trapped and you're trying to hold on for dear life, even if it doesn't do something dramatic like this, okay? You're wasting time, hopium that it comes back, where I could have went over here. Not only could I have made up that difference on my loss had I ripped the Band-Aid off, I could be possibly even making money, right? So those are the things you got to take in consideration. That's why you got to manage your gains and you got to manage your losses. It's part of trading. You are going to lose. You're going to have red trades, right? So what time? Let's take a look at that. I entered this right here, right? I did this on purpose right here. So that was at, move this out of the way so I can see. That was at 427. Okay, so if I'd been over here in the Dow at 1427, let me get my measuring tool here real quick. 1427, which would have been right here. Let's just say I entered this one to the upside here, right there. I could be up 45 ticks. How much does the Dow pay per tick? $5? Yep. So I'm up 40. We'll just say 40 ticks. 40 times 5, right? That's $200 a contract.
Yeah, it's
Right?
$5.
And I have 30 of them, so times 30. How much is that? 30 times 200, $6,000, right?
Six
That I
six
gave
chisels.
That I give up, right? Hell, look at that. I could have made $6,000 instead of losing 4,800. So you see my point? Why it's important just to make that decision, even though it's hard, to take your loss and move on to the next trade. And I could have very well just stayed here in ES and played it to the downside instead, right? So there you go. I'm going to close this out for the sake of that class. There we go. How's that? Did you learn something for that? The importance of ripping the Band-Aid off? And actually, I shouldn't have had to rip the Band-Aid off had I not entered that trade to start with, because it didn't meet my basic entry criteria. I had no business doing that. And if I had stuck to my guns and my training and my education and my trading strategies, that wouldn't have resulted in a loss, right? So, good. Questions, comments?
Mark.
Yes, sir.
I got in on gold at 835.6.
8 what?
835.6 for MGC main. 3,835.6.
35.
835.6.
To the upside, I take it?
Yep.
Well, somebody do the math on that. Well, it's currently at, let's just say 54, right? Minus the 35. That's $19. We'll just call it 20 for the easy math. And gee, at $20 movement, and there's 10 ticks per dollar or point, right? That is 200 ticks. Do you know what gold pays per tick? $10 per tick. So for every one contract that you had had of GC, you would be up $2,000. Or if you was into micros, you would be up 200. That is a pretty doggone trade any day of the week. Good job, Eric. How's it going? Let's go, buddy.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Mark. Oh man, if
Someone's
there
got
was just
some golden hands. Holy.
There
I
was
can't
this
believe
one
you held
place.
through all of that.
Yeah, how did you hold through all that? You're a nut.
Right? You are nuts.
Why
Five
didn't you
minute
get
and a
out
ten
way up
minute.
here?
Well, let me explain. Let me explain.
Did you go away somewhere? Did
So
you fall asleep? Did you pass out? Did you hit your
no,
head?
no.
There ain't no way in the world I'd have went through all that. Holy moly.
I hit my head back in 2022.
Okay, I believe it. All right, to each his own.
Okay, now it's starting to make sense.
Yeah, just you know what, Eric? Don't do that again. That's what
So
we do.
no. So basically, obviously the 1 minute and the 2 minute looks hella janky, right?
Yep.
On MGC main.
But
But if you switch to the 5 minute, it gets a little bit more clear. And then you
okay.
switch to the 10 minute, it gets even more clear.
I still wouldn't have held through
So
all that. There ain't no way, Jose. And I know your name ain't Jose. It's Eric, but Yeah.
yeah, but
But you
when
went in
you
on the EWO, basically. Is that what you're telling me? Is that down there? Yeah,
I
before.
I I went in with the proper position size towards the upside,
Mm.
and basically what I did was I turned off um, the 9 EMA indicator, and I just followed the 21 and 55 until it was starting to get thin. It never even got thin. I drew my little trend lines as I
Mm.
kept stepping up, kept stepping up, kept stepping up, kept stepping up. At one point, it did drop, the candles drop all the way down to the 55. And that's when I started really start paying attention closer because it was getting close to where I had bought it at. And so I said, all right, well, I'm gonna just break even. If it falls at 836.8, I'll break even, call it a day. But thank God it didn't drop all the way down to that 836.8 because that's where I had my stop. It still held above the 55 AMA. We got a
Mm.
rebound off that second candle, and we were finally above the 21 EMA, and that's why I wanted to be at. And I told myself on a sticky note right here that I have on my desk, I put as long as we stay above the 21 EMA, we're golden. And as long as the 21 and 55 doesn't get any narrow or doesn't get slim on me, doesn't thin out. And I went through a lot of chop, as you can see on the 10 minute.
Yeah, this is on a 15-minute chart.
But the reason why I didn't trip me out is because I have proper position size, so meaning I didn't go in heavy to the
Mm-hmm.
point that's gonna like freak me out. Um, and basically I went for that run, that 10-mile run, and I kept monitoring it on my phone. I kept looking at it like, all right, we're as I've been falling below the 55, we're still above the 55 EMA, we're still above the 9 EMA. I mean the 21 EMA. Keep in mind that I have the 9 turned off because I'm in a higher time frame. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you got some cojones, my friend. That's all I got to say. But it
Yeah,
isn't
for
an
real.
uptrend. I mean, if you look at it, draw a trend line, it's
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's basically what I've been telling myself. Like, look, it's not an option. Data and game is not going to kill you.
yeah.
You're in on a proper position size
Mm-hmm.
where I'm not in heavy. In other words, I'm just in very light.
No
Um,
Greeks.
no Greeks. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not getting out. There's no reason for me to get out
Move to
until
stop the break even and let it go.
there you go.
Yeah. It's almost like a swing trade. Essentially, that's kind of what it is, right?
Basically.
In a
Intraday.
roundabout way. There ain't no
Yeah.
way, brother. I ain't no way I was going to sit through all that. You are nuts. But hey,
If
Well,
if
you're
if
not
if he
wrong
had to
either,
stop
right?
at break,
Right.
yeah, if he had to stop the break even, then I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
you
it's
know
been
what I'm
going up.
saying?
The trend is
It's
up. It's
still
been up
going.
all day, right? Yeah, it's just,
Yep.
that's just that.
I
That's
don't
just
know.
MGC, man. That's just that one. I did a couple more.
I still
I
would have been
uh
moving my stop up until it took me out though.
Yeah.
I also traded
Me too.
I also traded MES. I wrote it all the way down to that 6702.28.
Mm-hmm.
Got out. Then I wrote out towards the upside. Got
Good.
out on the AMA. took my profits on the 1 minute and made some decent profits there on that
There you
2 minute
go.
Evo trade.
Yep.
And yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all I traded so far on the future side.
Now for
In the
you,
morning,
okay.
I did got in on SPY, man. I got chopped up a little bit, but I still was able to get out at 3% total account. And I just waited until um I literally waited until we broke below that 663.70 or 63.80. Once we broke below once we broke below 663.75, I'm sorry, that's when I pretty much hammered SPY towards the downside and I followed the ES with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um and yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I did today.
That's all.
Hmm.
Well, for those of you playing along at home, the gentleman speaking here, Eric, is an experienced trader, and he's got, as you can tell, some cojones, and he's got a different risk tolerance, right, than what I would have, right? And I can guarantee you, the rest of the members in this room were thinking probably the same thing as I am. Not that I'm speaking for them. They're like, "Oh my God, are you crazy?"
You're speaking for me.
So, but there's a different perspective, right? A longer time frame smooths out the ups and downs, right? And that's one way to do it. Now, when you get into a trade and you get into some chop like that, that's what Coach tells us to do. Well, if you're getting nervous on a 1 minute, go to a 3 minute or 5 minute or something, so it smooths all that craziness out, and you can make better judgments like scaring yourself out. In this case, gold's really been going up, but you wouldn't know it by looking at my chart right now, right? I have zoomed in now, right? You'd say, man, that thing's going up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you look at it in a longer picture, right? Let's even look at it in an
Nick.
hour, right? We can look at an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, on the
So,
10 minutes, it's nice and smooth on the 10 minute.
so, so anyway, yeah. More power to you.
The higher time frames, they really talk to you, bro. Like,
Yep.
I ain't really
Well,
took no trades today because I know that the 1 hour time frame just been candlesticks of side by side. So that let me
Mm-hmm.
know I don't need to be trading today because that's just chop on the lower time frame.
there you
And
go.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to get in a
Yep,
trade until it makes sense. So I'm gonna just get skinned up. You know what I'm saying? And so
exactly.
every day is not a really good trading day. And then sometimes you can come back later on and the trade will break out. So that's what a price alerts come in at.
Mm-hmm.
And and adding to that what you said, um, I always look at the chart, whether it's MGC main or MES. I'm still in the micros, and whatever I'm trading, before I even enter a trade, I always jump and look into the higher time frames and see what's the overall picture on the stock. And on the higher time frames, where is it at? I know where it's at in the lower time frames, right? I know where it's at, but where is it at on the higher time frames? Where is it at on the 10 minute? Where is it at on the daily? Where's it at? So that right there gives me a broader picture of the overall trend of the stock. And if for example, SPY or the ES in the morning, the overall trend um was basically towards the downside, and I just was waiting for the proper breakout, a break of structure to get in and just hammer it towards the downside. So I always jump into a higher time frame to analyze the overall trend on the stock. So yeah, basically that's pretty much what I do. You got to look at into a higher time frame. Obviously, we trade in the lower time frames, but it's, it's good to kind of see what's out there in the higher time frames as well.
Don't
I
disagree, but that's
100%
not for
agree.
me.
I agree with
I would
that.
go. I would have a nervous breakdown. Hey, but you do that stuff all the time. You're used to it, right? It's just a
Yeah,
different way, right?
and
So
I'm in so tiny
yeah,
that it doesn't affect me now. If I was in, like, let's say, like 20, 50, or whatever, I'll definitely be not holding that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
All
mean?
right.
But I
So,
only have just three, dude. So that's nothing.
yep,
That's pennies for me.
yep. Cool.
It
All right,
it's
let's look
like
at some questions. Oh, let's see. YouTubies, you got any questions there? Let me scroll back up real quick. Let's see. Move up during your live. Yeah, Ralph. Yes, Ralph. You did say it would be going up during the live. Ken McKee said, "How do I decide what to trade in future shares, crypto? I guess what's the difference? Well, it's a big difference. There's separate accounts for one thing, but I am pretty much 100%. Well, I'm 100% futures. Now I do trade stocks during the pre-market, but other than that, I'm pretty much 99.9% futures related because that's my jam. It's what I love, and it's working out well for me. So how do I decide? Well, what I'm looking at, I'm going to trade whatever gives me money, right? I don't care what I trade. I can trade indices. I can trade the metals. I can trade agriculture. I can trade energies, whatever. It's whatever one happens to move. Today, we had one of our members pointed out the fact that, oil had news, and the news was OPEC was going to raise their output, even though we already have too much oil. And as you can see, it actually started, right? But look how far that was just a monster trade right there. And right here's where the news came out. This line here, it's still on there. Had you got in there, look at that. Look at that trade.
oh my God,
That
dude.
was a news
That's
event that we were privy to.
insane.
We watched it happen live, right? So,
What time?
9 o'clock. It popped
Yeah,
up.
Oh
Some
early,
my
other
early,
member
early
called
this
it
morning.
out to the
God.
downside, and just about that time, we looked at the
Mark.
news and it said OPEC was raising their output, which is not good news, right? We don't need more oil. We need less oil, right, to keep prices up. Well, anyway, dropped it down. What?
Oh my
Yeah,
God, dude.
yeah.
That's how I would have got
That's
in at 65.01. I would have got in right there.
Oh, yeah. We got major
And
resistance at 63 to the downside. So there's two port numbers in oil. Now, here's a freebie
mhm.
for everybody watching at home. $63.65. You should have a gold, however you want, like I have here, line on there because that is two key levels. In other words, if it stays above that, it'll tend to stay between there and the 65, right? If it breaks below that, it tends to go down, right? So $63.65 are your two important levels in trading gold currently, right? Now that can change next year. So here's my 65. I even have that up here marked, right? So as you can see, as soon as that news came out, bye-bye 65, right? Boom. And been
Why not
down.
Yeah.
64, Mike?
I don't
Mark?
know. It's just
Why
where
not
it goes.
64? Okay.
History, right? It's how we acquired this number was through history. You can see that's a strong level. If you put it on a longer term chart, go back and look in time, you'll see at 63 and 65 are strong. Now, it doesn't mean it won't break through them, right? What it does mean, though, it's more likely to bounce off of it or pause there or reject off there. So there's a lot of things. It's a point of decision. What am I going to do when it gets there? And as you can see, like how many times this tried to break through that 63. And what did it do? Bang, 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 reject. So, and we've had this line here, American Dream Trading, our futures traders have had this line here forever, right? And does it not prove itself time after time after time after time? Yep.
Yep.
That doesn't mean
Mark,
it can't come down and blow through it the next time, but we need to be aware of that. Yes, sir.
and you got those levels from previous day high and low and pre-market high and low?
The 63?
Yeah, and the 65.
No, that line's probably 8 months old.
Okay, so if you go back 8 months,
Yeah.
is that how you would have inquired
Well,
those lines?
what the point is, here, let's look at a week chart. All right. It's historically hits there over and over and over and over, right? It's kind of hard with a week chart, but we'll see what we can get here, right? I don't even know where that level's at. 65. I'd have to really spread this out, right? Now, this is a 1 week chart. All right. So you put it on higher time frames. That's how when you do a chart from scratch, you're putting it on a higher time frame. So right here it is. Let me spread this out a little bit. All right. Here, bang, bang. It did break through here. Now this is on a 1 week, right? So this is really probably not a good one to look at. That means that it had to start or finish on that week. But you could see here, even though it's on a week chart, look how it starts and stops there, right? And week's probably not the best look to do it, right? Well, let's go switch to an hour, right? Bang, bang, back here, all right? Let me scroll out a little bit. Now look, here it is back here, right? Look how it hugs that level. Bang, 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 and it finally did break through. Same way here. It'll hit it coming down, and it'll bang its head going up. Here, come down here, hit it, reject it, bent back up. All right? Look at all these right here, right? Broke through, come back up, tried to break through. So see how it likes that area right there? That's a form of resistance. If it's coming down, it's support. If it's going up, it's resistance. Look at all these right here, bang off there, right? Look at all these here, right? Bang, 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 bang. See, they will go through it up and down, but you'll see more often than not, it's going to take many tries to do that. Here it came up, and I know it's kind of hard to see probably for you playing at home, but the wicks are touching it and rejecting, right? So you get back here, and now the price is way up here, but you'll see the 65 level that's on my chart also, right? So here's the 65 line right there. Bang, 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 bang. See how it hangs around there? It's a 65 level when it was there. See that? So that's how you get you. If I would blank my charts out right now, I would be able to see that, right? It's a clean chart. You know, start out with a month, a week, a day, however you do your charts. Look at the 65 here. See if the price is up here. You don't think that 65 is not a strong level, right? That's not the only level, but 63 and 65 be I would say the top two in the last recent history, year, 6 months, that it tends to hang out at, right? It goes up. I mean, it was up there almost 70 bucks. Okay, here's some more history here, right? See how it hangs around that line? Look at that. So you see my point. This is what you want to see. That's how you would snap a line. Where does it actually hit, right? A majority of the time. And that's clear back to June, right? Well, I can keep going and going and going. I'm not going to, but you know, there's this June, July, August, September, you know, 4 full months just right there looking at that. So that's how you do charting. You start out blank, and then you want to find where your peak and valleys are. And if you see it hitting somewhere a lot, then you want to draw a line there. Look at this here. I've had this line on here also forever, 63.40. I just marked it as a gold level. Come down here, did it not bounce off of it, right? Came back up, it broke through, but tried to go back up through it again, bounced a couple times, and then broke through. But see how it wants to hug this area right here? Come back up, bang, 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 rejected, come back up. It blew through here, but then it come back and tried to go back up, and it couldn't. So that's, you know, I can go back and do the same thing, go back historically, and I can assure you there will be a whole bunch of places that hits, right? So that's how you gain confidence as a trader, is having a good chart, right? You have to know what your historical levels are. Now, people like Eric, I've seen Eric's charts. They're a masterpiece. Eric can almost tell you about to the penny where something's going to hit sometimes. I don't spend that much time because I'm lazy, but I've seen Eric's charts many, many, many times, unless he's changed the way he does it. He'll start with a 1 month. I don't think you start with a year, do you, Eric? But
no, I
yeah.
basically start with the lower time frames, and then I work myself to the higher time frames.
Right. So,
And
you know, start out and start marking them, right?
Yep.
Here's a month, right? We'll just use this as an example, right? I can look at this here right now. All right, can I not see that this here, if I just look across, I'm looking for multiple places, right? Looky right here, right? So I can snap a line right there, right? And look, it hit all those. It hit these over here. This is a monthly chart, so each candle's 1 month, right? And I can go probably back time here, right? The chart only goes back so far. It only goes back here, so... but I can probably do that, you know, over and over and over and over and over again, right? Same thing here. Then you go down to a smaller time frame. Maybe I want to chart out a week, and I'm doing the same thing. And I'm finding where it hits multiple times historically, because they'll tend to buy and sell at the same place all the time. So I would just do the same thing. Of course, I'd start at the beginning of the chart, not in the middle of it. But I'm doing the same thing here. I'm looking for, where does it hit? Well, here's a really easy to see peak. If I snap a line there, how does it look this way? Well, look at that. There's kind of an area there. It hit there. It hit a lot of times right there, right? And then I can go to a 4 hour rinse and repeat, right? Yada, yada, yada. So and then you get down to the 4, and however you want to do it, right? And I'm lazy, so I usually only do 4 hours and 2 minutes. That gets me a good enough chart for the way I trade, without getting 1,000 lines on it. But look, you can see here, this is a mess looking at it this way, but look at all the 63s, look at all the 65s banging there, right? So that's why I say it's important to chart, and you should know these levels before you do it, right? And I just told you what they were flat out, just so you had a rough idea. Right now it's 63, and just like clockwork, sold off, came clear down to 63, bang, bang, bounced right off, right? And then remember, too, every time it goes up to a level doesn't mean it's going to hit it dead on, right? It could blow right through it like it wasn't there this time, right? This one could sell off real heavy and go right through it like it didn't exist. And they'll come close because the way I trade, I sell off before it actually hits a level because I figure everybody else is going to sell off at the level, right? So I'll go ahead and lock my profit in before it bounces back and costs me more money. If it happens to break through the level, I'll just jump back into trade because I can do that in futures. So, yeah, so I'm going to play whatever I want, Ken, as far as that goes. I have all my main ones charted out, so I can jump in at any time and say, oh, there's NQ. Okay, there's my lines. All right, there's ES. Oh, I got my lines. Oh, I want to trade gold today. Right? I have my favorites. I like trading NQ and gold are probably my 2 top favorite at the moment, right? But if neither one of these are moving today, well, I'm going to go find something that is. It might be oil. I'll go trade oil for a while. Or if it gets into it like this chop, right? Well, I ain't wasting my time. I'm either got to channel trade that in and out, in and out, in and out, which is a lot of work, or I'm going to go look somewhere else, just like I did when I showed you that losing trade earlier, right? I was stuck in that losing trade, and what was happening, right? Well, we had the Dow was taken off. I could have been making money there instead of goofing around in a losing trade trying to get out of it. That wasn't going to happen anyway, right? Look at that. The Dow's still going up. Look at the opportunity cost of money I gave up, right? Just by goofing around trying to get out of a losing trade instead of just ripping the Band-Aid off when I should have and moving on to something else. So it's all part of trading. It's all part of managing the trade, what you're in. Thoughts on Wolf Speed? I guess I've never used Wolf Speed. But Coach does. He speaks highly of it, as do a few other traders in here. Never used it myself. If you're a big dollar trader, and that's really what it's designed for, people that have Uber's amounts of money and can afford the fees, because my understanding the fees are sky high, it would benefit you in the long run. But that's all I can tell you about Wolf Speed. It's neither good nor bad. I know Coach speaks highly of trading on it now. He doesn't like the trading platform, but as far as execution of trade, yeah, he loves it. So if you're a big-time trader with big-time money and you do lots of trades, I guess Wolf Speed's one of the places to look at. But that's all I know about that over there, Dr. Green on TikTok. Let's see, Lewis, PR. And I'm not Coach, by the way. I'm Mark McSee, even though it does say that on there. I'm Mark McSee, coaches live from 9/11. The VWAP from TradingView is different from Webull on a 3-minute chart. You are correct. It'll be different. And if you were on TOS, anything, Vanguard, Fidelity, no matter what broker you're on, they're all going to be a little bit different. So you just want to trade. If you're trading on Webull, don't worry about what another one would say. Whatever broker you're using, use their data, because it's all of them. The math are a little bit different. It's very rare that you will find the exact same amount. Also, the larger the number, like this is 46,000, right, versus 6,700, right? The bigger the number, the more you'll see a difference, noticeable difference. So all you do is just trade the brokers, whatever your broker shows you, right? That's the best thing to do, right? There will be a discrepancy on the math. TradingView is totally different. You can match TradingView up with a lot of them, and they're all different. So just the way they do the math and their coding, that's all it is. It's not that one's wrong, the other one isn't, right or something. It's just, so if you're using Weebles, use Weebles to make your decision. If you're trading on TOS, use TOS. If you're trading on Trade-of-8, use Trade-of-8s. Whatever you get into the trade on, that's what you base your thing. You don't want to get into a trade on TOS and then bring up a Weeble chart, right? That's not how to do it, because it'll all be different, right? So stick with the girl you brought to the dance to make you made your decision to get into that trade. Stick with it, all right? So there will be some mathematical differences. All right, super chats are up. Hey, Vegan Knowledge, if you're still there, sorry I've missed you. Have you mentioned this place is unstoppable? Well, yeah, it's unstoppable. We can make money when the market goes up. We'll make money when the market goes down, and we'll even make money when the market goes sideways.
Ooh.
Woo-hoo-hoo. All right.
Let's go.
Questions, comments. If you have any questions, feel free to type them down in your social media chat box. Good to see Dr. Green and Love Prosper and username 2423211 and Off by One Pulse. Thank you for them follows there, Kelvin and Scott. Appreciate all those. Laughs in Cranky. Hey, that's kind of what I do. I'm always cranky. Sebus was in, followed the host. Thank you for the shares also. Hey, there's Danny Mercer up there again. Good to see you. Lob Sang and Alex View, we already talked to. Thank you all for being here today. Again, if this is your first time being here today, make sure you click that subscribe, share, like, and the notification button so you do not
Oh
miss
my
any
God, I'm in that pull down on ES right now.
on ES. Well, Dow's pulling also. So
We got the support at 703.81.
I have one at 702.75.
Yep, me too.
There you go. And we're all going to differ by a few pennies, but if you're close in your numbers, then you know you're doing pretty good, right? I'm one who will not. I don't zoom in and try to get the exact where other people do that. I just, if I'm doing a 4-hour chart, whatever I can see when I snap that line, that's kind of where I leave it. Now I will tweak them as it goes on, but everything is currently pulling, and we are in power hour, which anything can happen. So here's lots of money to be made to the downside right now, subject to change in a minute's notice. All right, what else we got here? My first day paper trading, says my love Caitlin. I made 31 trading off, basically just marks, highs and lows again. Wow. Thank you. That's wow. There you go. So never follow me. By the way, anything you see on my screen or hear come out of my pie hole is for educational purposes and training purposes only. You should never mimic or attempt to copy any trades that you may or may not see me do here. Again, it is for educational purposes only. We are not licensed financial advisors, and as such, we can never give you investment, tax, or financial advice. Anybody on the internet that does is walking a very tight rope of breaking the law. Federal law, as a matter of fact. SEC, the big boys, the G-men.
Let's see if the MES can drop all the way down to 6,703.75.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
Almost there. What's the L2 showing? L2 showing some, well, the orders are all pretty close together. There are a few larger orders to the downside, but they're now starting to even out a little bit.
Oh my God, we're almost. Oh my God, we're there! Woo!
Almost.
Let's go, Mark.
Let's get it. 704.50.
Let's go. Oh, another beautiful trade, dude. And I'm up 75% on SPY too.
There you go. That's how we do it.
Oh my God, dude.
That's how we do it. NQ is following suit also.
Thank
It is
you.
now at a critical level. NQ down at that 807.50 mark. Watch for possible.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
Let's go, Eric.
Woo! I got the money. I got the money.
And NQ bounced right off that support level, as did ES.
Oh my God, I got the money. I got it.
There you go. That's how you capitalize
Oh
on
my
it.
God, that was so freaking epic, dude.
And
Let me
that's the
explain to you
reason we
how I
need to
did
know our
this trade.
levels, right? When to get
Love
out.
it, Epic. Love it, Eric.
When we get out, right? So,
Let me explain to you how I did it.
okay.
Let me explain to you how I got in. So basically, how I got into this trade on MES and SPY. I got in at the same time because remember I said I always trade SPY and the ES at the same time. Oh my God, that was beautiful. So as I was looking at MES in the 1 minute, right? And once we tapped in onto the MA 200 on the 1 minute,
Yep.
it was that was my support right there.
Break and hold below it.
So and then I waited until the 9 and the 20 and the 21 and 55 cross. As soon as we got the conversion cross right there, that's when all kinds of volume came down towards the downside, hammered it towards the downside. At the same time, I hammered SPY, and I rode those two all the way down
So you should
to
be doing the bounce
that's
off the 9 like I am right now. Look at that. I'm up $375, 750. And I got out. Oh, it's paper money. It's not real money.
Let's go. Yeah, and I rode it all the way down to that 703.75.
And how did you know
dude.
that line was there, Eric?
Well, if you look towards the left side,
Yep.
there's a bunch of traffic there,
Yep.
and then you have your support right there, literally at
Yep.
that 6703.75. It tells you right there on the wick.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sirree. That's why historical levels matter, do they not?
Yeah, and then the second one that would be next, Mark, is I'm reading at 6,703.00. That
Well,
would be my
yep.
second.
I have mine
second
at
one.
0.5, but close enough for hand grenades, right?
Yeah,
It's 1 tick, 2 ticks difference, but that's
and
good.
then after that would be 6,702.75 would be your next support if
Yeah,
it can
that's
break
where I
and
have
hold
mine
below
at
that.
702.75.
Yep.
Yep, I got that as a gold level. As a matter of fact, the 702.75, I have that marked as a gold level. Because look back here, look at all this here. Bang, 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 bang.
There goes that retest right there.
Yep. Well, what's gold doing? Anything? Gold's still down. What about oil? Do we think oil's... Now, I don't trade oil this time of the day because there's no volume in it. But
Yeah, that was a beautiful trade, dude.
look at that. Did oil ever go back down to that 63? Nope. So you should have 63 and 65 marked on your charts. Dow was also pulling back, getting a little heavy. Again, we are in power hours, 312, going on 313 now, after the hour. So, good. That's how we do it, by knowing that. We learned that from Coach, right? And he trains us on those type of things. Let's see. J-Dog says, or Orklo says, Eric needs help money carrying all that loot. There we go. J-Dog says, one day we'll have Tesla robots can push our wheelbarrows full of cash around for us. There you go. Now you're thinking.
I'm buying one for sure. I'm going to name it Chappie.
My love Caitlin says, first day paper trade, I made $3,100 trading off basically just on mark size and lows of candlesticks. Need camera roll. If you had $1,000 a month on something, what would you be asking? What? If you had to invest $1,000 a month on something, what would it be asking from a 22-year-old? Well, number one, we cannot give out financial advice. I would first of all invest money into your trading and education before you even think about throwing money at the market. You come in here, start throwing money at stuff, and you're going to end up, I don't care how much money you got, you're going to wreck your account, be bankrupt, then say, oh, this ain't for me. Speaking of money, Coach does have that $5,000 one-time payment diamond membership. We also have for free Need Camera Roll. Free 1 week trial that you can come in for absolutely free, and you can go into our premium membership, which starts live training and trading. It's 8:45 every morning, which kind of more focuses on stocks and stock options. We have our absolutely free for 7 days crypto membership, which has live training and trading every Wednesday night at 7:15, and they also have occasional pop-up Zoom trainings, and they also have the inside our Discord. They talk about crypto 24/7. And then we also have this program. We have the futures for 7 days free. Also, we start training and trading at 8:30 a.m. through 4 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. So there's your chance to come and get an education, at least learn a little bit from a week. Now, is a week going to turn you into a trader? Absolutely not. But at least you'll get this full all-day training for absolutely free. And at the end of the 7 days, if you decide you want to be a paying member, you do nothing, you'll automatically be billed for the current monthly membership on that. Premium's $125, crypto's $50 a month, and premium's $250 a month. Or futures are $250 a month. Look at that ginormous pull on the Dow and the NQ and the ES. I'm sure Eric's over there choking on his money because he ain't yelling. Look at that big pull, right?
You see that, Mark?
I see it. I'm talking.
Oh
I'm
my
selling the metal.
gosh, dude!
I got time to make money. I'm selling the metal.
697, dude. I got a support at 697, followed by that 696.25.
There you go. I got another gold level.
my
It's
lord.
99,350 down below. I got one at
This is a
96.50.
beautiful bleed out. I love writing it down.
There you go. I love the downside also, panic selling. So you can grab one of them absolutely free trial memberships for 7 days. And after that time, if you want to become a member, do nothing.
Holy
And you automatically be
shit.
billed. If not, just cancel at any time and you will have it for absolutely for free. Check that. And you got to spend a dime. How's that there? Need a
Man.
camera roll. But I seriously would invest. If you're asking that type of question, you don't really know what you want to do. Number one, we're not licensed financial advisors. We can never give you financial, investment, or tax advice. It's against the law, right? Anybody that does is breaking the law unless they're a licensed financial representative, right? But we'll provide you the education so you can make your own decisions on whether a trade is good. When do I get in a trade? When do I get out of a trade? Why did I jump into this to the short side? Well, you heard Eric explain it. There's the 200 plus a level there, right? I could have got it on the break and the hold right below that level, which is also below 200. Could have rode that bad boy all the way down. Eric waited a little bit longer down here with the 21 crossing the 55, which is kind of the same place, and was able to ride that bad boy all the way down and make all kinds of money. He learned that from Coach here at American Dream Trading. We will teach you those things also. Where do you go for the crypto course? Well, I'm glad you asked there, GNX. Go to americandreamtrading.com. You need to do two things. Number one, go sign up there. You'll see about halfway down the webpage, there's a link, a little box that you can click to take you to the memberships. That will show you all our memberships, including our trial ones. All you do is click on the one you want, register, fill out the blanks, yada, 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 bing, bang, wham, thank you, ma'am, and you're in. You'll also need our free Discord. The reason you will need our free Discord, well, number one, it's a benefit to you because you can go in there and interact with other crypto members, right, and stock members, depending what level you have. Now, you only see the channels that you have membership to. Like Diamond members, it's all inclusive. They get all the memberships. They have access to over 100 individual channels inside our Discord. With crypto, you're only going to see the crypto stuff. Futures, you're only going to see the futures. Premium, you're only going to see the premium. But if you have Diamond, you're going to see them all. So we also have VIP and VIP Gold. But go to our website, American Dream Trading. Scroll down about halfway. You will see that. Click, get that membership. But you will need our Discord because that is where we post for our members the Zoom link daily. It changes every single day. And it'll verify you via your email address that you are indeed a paid member, and it'll let you inside our live Zoom training. Head on over there now. You too can join Wednesday night's training at 7:15. All right. Hey, when you get over there, when you get in there into the Discord, say, hey, hello, crypto people, and say, I heard about you on Mark's Futures live broadcast. That way they'll know where you heard about it. Good. Kboard JNR, I heard you asking Coach that same question. I want to learn. Well, you, Coach, do the same thing. Go grab one of our memberships or pay attention here every day live. Learn. We can only teach you so much. These lives are just the tip of the iceberg. They're kind of a teaser, if you want to say that. Go as far as to say that, right? We can only teach you so much during a live. We're showing you examples of what we do. You witness examples. You hear members talking. But to get the true training, well, you need our benefits of membership. If not, then show up for the lives every day and try to grab what you can, right? I did see you this morning there, K-Bar Jr., saying that exact same statement. And the answer is the same it was this morning. So welcome to Futures. And you can go to the aftermarket show at 4 p.m. and learn a little bit more with Dawn over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. So we can't make you learn. You have to show up and put the work in, right? We don't sell an ebook. We do actual live training daily, starting as early as 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. VIP, Gold, and Diamond members actually have training on Saturdays and Sundays. So we have 7 days a week that you could possibly learn. Just whether you want to invest in yourself or not.
I even got off because I have that golden level on the Russell at 4 to 5. I even got the retracement back on that green candle.
Wow, good job.
Those two green, yeah.
See, I don't even have a line there because I haven't updated my Russell charts for a while, but Well, I haven't
It's
updated
right
my
there
charts
on
lately.
445.
Thank you. You say you
Yep.
got that as a gold level.
Yep.
I will
gold
mark
level.
and test it myself over time. Thank you.
Check back. Check
There we
even
go.
even look
Always
back
fact
and
check, right? You can call out
yeah.
stuff. In fact, trust but verify, as
Yeah.
Mr. Reagan said back in the day.
Yeah. I got the retracement all the way back to the 9.
Let's go, dude.
Yep.
Heck yeah. I got in. Oh, perfect. I'm up $62 now, $50. It hit that 702.228. It's testing it right now.
What do you want?
And MES towards the upside. I
Oh,
got the
MES.
bounce.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I'm on the 1 minute. I got that bounce, and it's above the 9 right now. I'm up $50, $62.
Watch out.
And I'm
You're
about
at the Tokyo session high and low area right there at the gold level at 70275.
Yes, sir. I'm about to close it out.
Yep. Again, the sessions highs, lows, Tokyo, London, and New York Stock Exchange are also, even though you may not have a line on your chart for today, which if you did, you would just have 1,000 lines on your chart.
Got it.
But my indicators that we get show me that was the Tokyo open, the Tokyo low. So you're in a kind of a tight spot right there now, right? Now, what's the other thing you got to the downside? Now, it already went down through it, come back up. You got that 6,700, right? What's so special about that? Well, maybe nothing, but it is a nice round, even number, right?
Yeah.
The market's like that kind of thing. You see, I have a line there. Now, is that really a historical level? Well, it kind of is, sort of, but it's just there's a lot of psychological numbers. They like nice, even, round numbers. 6,700, 6,800, 7,000. They're just nice and pretty. So, all right, what else? Let's see what else. We got any other questions up there? All right, let's take a walk around the block. Things have mellowed out. We are approaching the bottom of the half hour of the last major
703.25. 703.25.
well,
Mark.
NQ's popping right now, even more than
No,
what
got it.
ES
Got
is.
it. I got it, man. Another $50.
There you go.
That's $100 right there.
Yeah, good.
I love my life.
Is this not? I mean, where else are you going to make this kind of? Who's going to pay you this kind of money in that short a period of time, right?
Oh, guess where we all learned it from?
Coach.
American Dream Trading, baby.
And there was only one place.
There is only one place. You're wasting your time if you're anywhere else. I don't badmouth anybody else. I will not badmouth anybody else. I'm just telling you, Ones that badmouth others, that ought to set up a warning flag right there. When other people tear down other people, that should set off an alarm.
You know what I learned too, Mark, as I gotten older? If you're not getting hated on, it's because you're not really doing good.
Right.
If you're doing good in life, it's because you're getting hating on.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, don't let that put you down. You know what I mean? That negative energy that you get from others.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, use that as motivation to keep pushing forward, keep pushing harder, and believe in yourself. And in our reality, be the bigger person. You know what I mean? Be the better person. If someone's showing negative, I would say negative equity. What the fuck? Someone's showing negative energy, just be back, just show positive energy, and they're gonna be like, wait, why is he being so nice still? Like, I'm being a jerk, I'm being mentally, they know that they're being a douche. But when you're responding back with good energy, they're like, why am I not bringing this person down with my negative energy? You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're gonna get spooked out. So always be positive, stay humble, and life's gonna always take care of you if you stay in those positive pillars.
That's right.
Amen to that.
Yes, sir.
How much money did you make off those trades, Eric?
$100 off those two quick
Let's
little
go.
scalps off the ES, and
Big
then
W.
also on SPY, I made some good profits riding it all the way down earlier.
Yeah. Are you
Damn.
paper trading? You actual?
No, it's actually actual money.
Well, let's go. W, big
Yeah.
W. Either way, big W.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no, I don't paper trade unless I'm just practicing. Damn, look, you see that bounce mark on the ES?
Yeah, well, look at NQ. Well, I got on my screen. Same thing's going on. Look at that. Look at that. I'm up 250 right there. Now I'm down 500. See how fast that moves? That's NQ for you. It'll rip your face off if you're not careful. You got
Oh,
to get that green one. You get it. Get that
I
up.
missed
Get that up
I'm
there. Right?
I'm I missed it. I should have got in again off that break.
Yep.
So if I would have got in, it would have been my game plan. My quick, real fast game plan on MES. I would have got in on 10. I always get in on 10 contracts. I go in on 10 and I'll ride it all the way up to the 21 EMA and then get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a
Yep.
quick scout. Quick
Quick
50
in, quick
bucks.
in and out, in and out.
Quick buck. And the beauty about it is that I'm not like I'm trading spot where I have to be careful of my place. I can't, in other words, I can't mess up because I'll be losing buying power. I'll be losing ammo in the war. You don't want to go in war with no ammo, with no ammunition, meaning no
Exactly.
buying power. Because if there's a huge good play, and you're right there to attack, and you're out of bullets, damn, you're gonna feel like shit, dude. You're gonna be like, God, man, I've been sitting here all day and I finally get the movement or the play that I wanted. And now I'm stuck with no buying power, or I'm stuck with very little buying power. You know what I mean? But with the future side, it's totally different.
You could trade all day long on the same money.
Can I get a question in?
Okay.
What did Trump say on his meeting today? Anything?
I have
Anything
no
good?
idea. And we
Anything
avoid
terrible?
using world leaders' names because those are get you banned words.
Mr. T, Mr.
There
T,
you
Mr.
go.
T.
You're learning. I don't know. I didn't look. It apparently was
Oh,
nothing
okay.
because the market didn't really react to it.
Right, right. Didn't do much. Okay,
He
cool.
was meeting with the other world leader from the other side of the world, and they've met many times already. So,
God, I know exactly who you're. Okay, gotcha.
Mr. N.
Yep. The big boy from the eye.
Yes, that is correct.
Yep.
Yeah, they've met plenty of times. So,
Too many times. Let's be honest.
okie dokie. Are they going to pop up here or not? Right? It's holding above the 9. It's holding above the 9. Question. All right. Thank you, Tropical Oven, for following the host. All right. All right. And we'll just... There you go. All right, so this is a word. If you want to come into our house and badmouth other people, I'll do just like I did with that other person just now. You'll be shown the door. No warnings. No warnings. Bang, bang. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We don't come in. I wouldn't come into your house, speak ill in your house. So don't come into our house and speak ill of somebody else in our house. So thank you. It's all the rules that you learned in kindergarten. Correct? They're not hard to follow. They don't even need to be spoken of. That's just how you should do things, right? What about Kayla? Alessandra asked. Well, what about it? Should we invest? Well, I'll give you an easy answer without even looking at the chart. Neither I or anybody else associated with American Dream Trading are licensed financial advisors, and as such, we are not able to give investment, tax, or trading advice. Now, if you want to look at the chart, we can do that. What is your specific question about KALA there, Alessandra? I cannot tell you whether to buy or sell it, but what specific question do you have about that stock? I've never heard of it, but that's beside the point. A chart's a chart. Well, you can look at it if you give me a specific reason. Oh, well, yeah, that don't sound too good if it went from $20 down to $2. What's the reason why? Why did it do that? Do you know why? Have you done your research? What caused that to happen? Did that happen overnight, or has that been a long time coming? Okay.
Whoa.
So, I mean, it's been actually, well, look at that. Yeah, that don't look good that it went down all at once, huh? I'd say there's probably some issue with that company somewhere, that corporation, right, to cause that to happen, right? Or did they get bought out? Did they, did they file for bankruptcy? Did they, what's the news event? See, that's what you have to look up. What happened? What is it? What happened on that there? What was the news? You can see it was pretty much flat anyway before that. This might even be a buyout, maybe. I don't know, reorganization. Let me see here as far as news goes. I don't see a news blurb thing there. Let's go over here and check this out real quick, though. It might give me a little insight. There's a reason that happened. We just have to know what it is, right? And I got all this other stuff in my screen that you can't see that's blocking all these little widgets and digits. Plummet. Oh, there you go. There's a simple answer. Right there's a headline. That company's shares plummet after eye defect treatment misses endpoint. Right? So their trial that they had failed. And, it takes, when you invest in pharmaceuticals, and whether you realize it or not, and I'm not trying to justify the high cost of medicine, so let's not go there. But it takes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to bring a drug to market, right? And an average time of 3 to 5 years if they make it through each stage of the FDA approval. And there's 3 stages. Third stage is the final one. Can a company recover? Sure they can. Now, that's an easy answer. Can I tell you if this company will? Well, no, I can't tell you that. You'll have to do your own research on that. And look at the strength of the company. Is this just a knee-jerk reaction? I mean, it's a big deal to miss FDA approval now. But yes, they can recover. And this may be not the... Now, if this is the only thing they were working on, yeah, that ain't so good. But most pharmaceutical companies will have multiple projects in the pipeline at all times. I personally love pharmaceutical stocks and everything that comes with it. I trade them all the time. Never heard of this one, but that's beside the point. There's over 10,000 stocks you can pick from. No way you're going to hear about all of them, right? So what you just have to do is you have to go and dig deep into that, start Googling it, whatever, look up what's going on with that company and decide. Now, hopefully you didn't have it at $20 a share. If you did, well, yeah, you might be waiting a while for that if it ever does come back. That's a big drop. So what it is, they missed their FDA approval. They did not meet their studies as they hoped. Okay, good. All right. But anyway, that's what you have to do. You have to deep dive into companies. If you're going to invest in something, if you're going to buy it into own shares, you better love that stock because you may be stuck holding it, right? Okay. No, but we see this all the time. They'll miss out on I mean, even the big companies, your big pharmaceutical companies, I won't name their names, but you know who they are, the ones that make all the drugs that everybody uses. Even they have studies that fail, right? They're not successful all the time with their things either. So that's just part of the business, right? Now while they regroup, they'll reevaluate their studies, unless it was just a total failure, right? There may be some modifications needed. There may be some extra studies or something going on. But anyway, if it's not a total failure and there's still hope in the pipeline, they'll reevaluate it and rework it, right? If it's just a total failure, they'll scrap that project and keep working on the next one. So you generally want to see companies that are working on multiple things, and most of them are anyway. Most of them are not one-trick ponies. That doesn't make very much financial sense, seeing how it takes 3 to 5 years to bring a drug to market. So even if the one they were working on came to market, now what if you don't have something else, right? So I would assure you, I don't know for a fact, but my guess is if you looked into that company, go to their website, see what they do, right? They probably have other similar studies going on, right? So, and read the statements, Google it, read their news press releases, and you'll probably get some ideas that way. But yes, we trade these stocks all the time, these pharmaceuticals. So Yeah, that's a huge drop. That'd take a while to recover from. Now, it doesn't look too bad when you look at it here. Can you make money off this here? Yeah, right? There's ups and downs in here. You can make money on it, right? Especially if it's not shortable, but you could ride the momentum up, right? So you can buy and sell this and still make money. I could have got in down here at 211, got out up here at, 233. What is that? 22 cents a share I could have made just in that little time frame. Well, 22 cents times 1,000 shares times 10,000 shares, on and on and on, right? So it doesn't mean you can't make money off this stock. Now, if you own it at 20, yeah, you're in a world of hurt. Probably curled up in a fetal position on your couch at this very moment. So thanks for asking, but that's how we find. And the same thing applies to the futures market. News moves, news events matter. They override. It could be the best run company with the best profit and the best earnings per share, best revenue. Everybody loves each other. They stand around every morning and hug each other, sing kumbaya, and the sun's always shining on their company. And then it gets one thing of bad news and whammo, right? The news events will override technical analysis every single time. Same thing with here. Earlier today, we knew Mr. T was going to be speaking at 1:15, I believe. Mm-hmm. We were prepared for it. We knew the news hours and hours ahead of time, right? So we were taking extra caution in our trades at that time. Actually, it's best not to even be in a trade till you see what happens, if anything. Today was kind of a nothing burger. We know generally at 8:30 every morning, 8:30, 10 o'clock, the government releases economic news, right? Today we had, what did we have? Oh, housing, mortgages, how many houses were being bought. And the number was astronomically higher than it was last time. In other words, people were buying existing homes. It measured the amount of those under contract, right? It was pending home sales, right? And you can see they was expecting 0.3% increase. It actually came in at 4%. That's outstanding. It means people are out there buying. They're not afraid to go out and buy a house, right? Tomorrow, Tuesday, in the United States. Now, there's a lot of, you'll see here, I have a lot of international things on here because it matters when you're trading futures. But just looking at the U.S. news tomorrow at, we really don't have tomorrow, housing price index. How much has the price of homes going up, right? There's another home thing. So this must be a week for home information. How many people are buying homes, how many people are selling homes, how many homes are available. Now, at 10 o'clock is a very important economic indicator. The JOLTS job openings. That tells you how many jobs are available but not yet filled. How many people quit existing jobs, right? How many quitters are there? It's a very important number, and it already tells us what they expect. 7.1 million openings, right? Which is down slightly from the last time. So the market will move accordingly, however they interpret. This number's lower. They're going to say, oh, my God, employers aren't offering new jobs, and now the housing market's going to, oh, my God, the world's coming to the end. The sky is falling. The world's on fire, right? Like they always do, right? And then it'll bounce from that. But tomorrow at 10, this number, if it doesn't come in as expected, in other words, if it doesn't come in really, really close to 7.1, the markets will react. If it's a higher number, they'll react one way. If it's a lower number, they'll react another way. But our members already know this, and now you do too for free, that at 10 a.m. tomorrow, they better be daggone careful if you're in a trade, right? Because it can go against you in a hurry if you're on the wrong side of that trade. Also, at 9 o'clock, there's this housing price index. It really is, it's a kind of a nothing burger. It's just a measurement of housing prices gone up or down. That really typically doesn't move the market. But it's there, right? And we know these things ahead of time, and so we trade accordingly. Because these numbers, especially the one at 10 tomorrow Eastern time, the JOLTS, right, and consumer confidence, more so the JOLTS number, that has a potential month in, month out to move the markets depending on what the number is. So the smart trader would be prepared, either trade on the news after it comes out or have a very tight stop if you're already in a trade.
Hey! Oh, sorry, I had my mute on. I was trying to yell at my dog because she's barking at my little dog.
I have a little call out. I have a trend line on the Dow, and it's hitting the gold level here pretty soon. It's almost it's about to hit its head pretty soon.
Yes,
46.
Look at that nice trade. Had you got in that trade a little while ago? Look at that. Did we not call that out? Look at this move, right?
Yeah.
That's up there.
I'm waiting
that's-
for this gold level to get past at
Oh
625,
my
and then
god,
I'm in.
dude!
Look at that. It's
It's
over
still
115
pushing.
ticks, 120 ticks.
Yeah,
That's
I got a trend line
$1,000
on
on
it
one
too.
little contract right there.
I
Bam.
got a
Or no,
resistance there at that
500,
712.25
I'm
for
sorry.
MES.
not 1,000. Yeah, they're all doing the same thing right now, right? It's power hour. You have 20 minutes left. Alessandra asks, yeah, how do you trade on a daily basis because you can't do it on certain apps? Well, I don't know about that. It's broke through a broker. You have to have a brokerage account. Mine's through Webull. I have one through Tradeovate. You have to have a futures account to be able to trade. Now, if you're trading a cash account, trading stocks, stock options, yes, you have a settled cash. You can only trade your settled cash every day. Once you use up your settled cash, you have to wait till the next day for that to settle. So if you use all your money that was available to trade it by 10 o'clock, you're done for the day. You have to wait till tomorrow morning before you can trade again. You don't have that with futures. Futures is instant cash settlement on a margin account. I can trade that same $100 10,000 times a day if I wanted to, right? So
That's the beauty about futures, Mark, is that
Dow's getting squeezed.
we can keep trading and trading. Unlike options, you gotta wait the next day.
yes, sir. I got a gold level
Cool.
at 651-ish.
651. Oh, okay, that's okay.
That's where I have one.
Yep.
Now you can see we're
I
coming up here
appreciate
another
that.
level here at this.
My gold
630
level is
level.
at, yeah, my 625 is a golden level, which is literally it just
Okay.
bounced off of. Yep, just double bottomed.
Okay. Oh man,
Or
you know what this
double
is
topped
like? This is like taking candy from a baby. Who's making babies cry? Oh, guys, come on, taking their money. That's just not nice. You should. That ain't good at all. So,
Yeah, double top resistance, 712.25.
what? Oh, on
Oh,
yes.
for MES.
Okay, we talk a lot of different things here. You got to let us know what you're talking about, even though I already knew what you're talking about. Hey, guess what, folks? We've made it through most of the entire time together, and TikTok never once tried to kick me off, make me feel like a little puzzle piece. Of course, they still have
Thank
time yet.
God.
We still have 15 minutes. Anyway, we're at a double top there on ES. Probably not a great place to be, and also at the top of the trend channel on a 1 minute chart. So we're fixing to get some resistance here, maybe to the upside, unless there's a sudden increase in volume, which is possible because we are in the last 15 minutes of the New York Stock Exchange General Open Market, right?
Yep.
There we go. So expect it, play it. Don't forget, you can play it both ways. You can play it up, you can play it down. Oh, look at NQ bounce off my gold level, Eric. Oh, look at that, Eric. See my gold level right
Yep.
there on my chart, Eric.
Oh,
Look at
Market
that,
loves
Eric.
your gold level.
It tried to go through it, but it didn't make it, did it? Part
No.
of it
Hey,
was
can I
'cause the
share
trend
something
line was
cool?
there. No. But do I want to play
Absolutely,
to the
go ahead.
downside? No, because it's right there at the 55 right now. I want to wait and see. Line's trying to cross over to 55. The indicators are all jangled up because it moves so fast and they haven't caught up yet. Can this go to the downside? Yeah, I can play this to the downside, but it could shoot up because of power hour. And one of Coach's rules is you shouldn't trade in power hour unless you're an experienced trading. How's it going there, Wall Street? Good to see you back again. Can I go for a short-term trend down here? But it'll probably bounce on to 21 if I do, right? I'll show you. Let me enter a trade anyway to the downside. Again, this is paper money, not real money, right? I'll enter a trade down here, right? We stop up there. There's the 21. See that bounce? See what that, by jumping in there, did? It cost me $1,100, $1,200. That's why you have to respect your historical levels. You have to respect your indicators. In this case, the 55. There's the 21 and a 9. Now, another reason this is a bad trade, and I'm showing you how it can cost you financially, is ideally we want to see the EMAs stacked up in numerical order. So to the upside, I want to see the 9, which is my white line. I want to see the 21, which is this blue line, and I want to see the 55 stacked that way. So I should see the 9, the 21, the 55. As you can see, they're all bass backwards right now, right? 9's trying to get up, but it's going to take a little bit of time for these to switch out. So that makes it a weaker trade that way also. It's not that you can't make money. It's just, you know, it's in transition. That's what it's doing. Now, over the next 4 or 5 candles, these probably will switch if they continue to the upside, right? So that's why another reason, it's just another thing you got to look at when you're making trades. Respect them, right? Now, I showed you that on purpose to take a losing trade, right? I thought, oh, it's going to go down. Well, no, because the 21's there. You got to respect that. 21's also a powerful indicator, folks. So you should respect
Absolutely.
it. Should respect
The
it.
E-
Now,
the
do I pay
EMAs are
attention
very
to the 55 as much? No, I don't personally. A lot of people do, but I don't. To each his own, right? All right.
Oh, okay, you pay attention a lot to the 9 and the 21.
I give it more weight in my mind.
Okay.
They're all
Yep.
important, though. I mean, you can go here, probably
Right.
look and see where it banged around right here. See this one right here? Look how they banged around to 55 in this case, right?
Yep.
Hawaiian. So they are important, but if it's getting momentum, I don't worry about it as much. And look at YM.
What about
just
same
to
with the
moon. Look
21?
at that
Or?
trade, Eric. That's better than any trade you're looking at right now. Look at that, folks. Straight up.
yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm looking at MES right now.
Look at the Russell. Same thing. Don't
Just waiting
discount
for
the
the
Russell.
Dow.
Don't always stay with the big boys. I mean, yes, ES is the same way. It's just a little more choppy, a little bit more volatile, but all right. Hopefully y'all learned something, got to listen in. Make sure you're heading over to American Dream Trading's website and grabbing those 7-day free trials into premium membership with stocks and stock options, or the crypto, or the futures. You get 7 days to come in and kick the tire. You get all the benefits and privileges of a paid member while trying us out for free. At the end of 7 days, if you wish to remain a member, you don't have to do anything. It'll automatically bill you for the monthly premium. If you don't want to, you can cancel any time between the 1st and 7th day and absolutely zero. It is totally free. I don't know why there isn't about 400 people in here coming in right now. Wall Street, why aren't you in here? Come on, you're here quite often. There's no reason you can't go grab one of them, right? I know we got a history, but why aren't you trying it out, right? No reason not to. John 23 just joined. Thank you.
It's absolutely free.
Absolutely. East meets West. Good to see you. Thank you for them
Oh,
follows.
just hit my target price.
Oh,
Woo, 714, Mark. I just got it. $112.
There you
Let's
go.
freaking go, dude.
Broke right through there, didn't it?
Yep.
Where's your next impediment to profits? Right up above on
Oh,
a
I'm
1 minute
out.
chart.
I'm done with that trade.
715 level and VWAP. I would, there's a lot of trouble going on there. Now it is power
I'm out.
hour. It could go down just as fast as it went up, or it could go to the moon even faster.
Oh my God, dude.
Coach warns everybody not to trade during power hour, especially the last 10 to 15 minutes of the day and the first 15 minutes of the day, as they are the most volatile to trade in. So, again, I haven't taken a real trade since we went live, but I had a pretty good day anyway. All right.
One thing that's helped me tremendously to be a little bit more confident in entering a trade is that book that Coach always stressed about to read.
Which one?
It's the 21 Candles. No, don't forget to trade before learning the 21 Candles.
14.
14, I think.
Yep.
I think I forgot the name of the book. But anyways, I was just reading it again last night and highlighting like what each candle means. Mirabusu, which there's a green and a red. There's hammers. There's inverted hammers. There's hanging man candles. There's shooting star candles. So, yeah, the EMAs are great to comprehend and get dialed in and learn, but also understanding what each candle tells you. And that book right there, I kid you not, just by me reading it just a little bit last night, I told myself just 30 minutes, somewhere around 20, 30 minutes, just read a couple of pages, highlight the most important parts, and then I like to draw stuff, on my notebook because that's how I learn.
Yep.
And that right there has helped me tremendously. Like this candle right here, this is a really good candle right here. Now it's pushing. It almost feels like an inverted hammer right here because you can see it, the little body towards the very bottom and the wick all the way towards the top. The reason why it's doing that is because it just hit VWAP, so it wants to pull it down. Basically, in other words, the sellers are coming into control right now, but we still haven't gotten a confirmative action yet. So right there, just by me looking at that candle, it looks bearish, if you will. It almost looks like an inverted hammer right there.
Yep.
Now we just gotta wait to see it until it closes out and see what we're gonna get.
Good.
Candle over candle or candle under candle.
I always wait for the shoulder, make sure when I'm in a trade, I'm looking for the candle that starts on the shoulder of the previous candle to indicate a stronger trade. That's the main thing I look for. Yes, all those things are very important in a trade. I am a momentum trade scalper, and I look for that sitting on the shoulder of the previous to indicate a potential continuation of the movement. This one here started on the shoulder of the previous. Nope, look what it's doing. It's a sign of weakness. It's pulling back a little bit. Doesn't mean it's going down, doesn't mean it's going up. It's just right now it's taking a little nap. As you can see, as these sit on the shoulder of the previous, they like to stair step right up. If they don't start on the shoulder, they'll have a little bit of a pullback or move in the opposite direction, whether temporary or permanent, right? This one did not start on the shoulder, and look what happened, it pulled down. This one did start on the shoulder, went down. Did the next one start on the shoulder of the previous to the downside? Nope, it started beside it. That's another sign of weakness. In this case, it ended up moving up. Now, this one didn't start on the shoulder either, but it still moved up. Same thing here. Did this one start on the shoulder on ES? Nope. Rejected right up here because of VWAP is the main reason, right? They tried to get it through there and it wouldn't work. So we are live here, by the way, 3 times daily. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. daily, Monday through Friday. I'm live here with the Futures Education Training Program from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And immediately following this program, we have the Aftermarket Show over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. Head on over there to that. Also on our YouTube channel, we have over 2,800 absolutely positively free training videos that you can go watch at your leisure. You can pause them, start them, fast forward them, whatever, jump around different subjects. I would highly recommend it. You click on one of the tabs inside our YouTube channel there and look for the ones where they're sorted by topic. I would highly recommend and very strongly encourage you to start watching Coach's 2-minute EWO trading strategies videos. Upon conclusion of this broadcast and all of our live broadcasts, they are available for immediate review over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, as they auto post over there as soon as I click the stop streaming button. So check
There it
that
goes,
out.
Mark.
That's just the free stuff. And for our membership, go to americandreamtrading.com. We'll scroll down, grab one of them 7-day free trial memberships or paid membership, as membership has its privileges. Sir.
There it is. You see how I told you that I saw an inverted hammer once it hit that 716 on MES?
Yep.
That right there is a green inverted hammer, which right there tells me that's a bearish movement now. The second candle that we got is red, and it couldn't break above the first candle, which is causing it to be bearish, if you will. A lot of folks could have been like, "Oh, we're gonna break VWAP and it's gonna test 716.25 and then 717.75." Well, how would you know if you know your candles? You would know that last green candle that we got, that one that pushed you to 716 and dropped down, that green candle is called an inverted hammer, which is a bearish candle. Yeah, it looks bullish because it's green, but it's not.
Right.
It's a bearish candle. It's called an inverted hammer. And then guess what happened? Flushed us back down to where? To the 21 EMA on the 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been smoked if you would have still stayed in, thinking that I was going to break and hold above VWAP in 716.25 and then some. But if you master learning how to read candles, which is fairly easy, it's like learning pictures, basically. You know what I mean? So
yes, sir.
That right there,
flashcards.
Yeah. So that right there, just like I said, hey, it looks bearish now because of that candle. It looks bearish now, and guess what? Look where it's going. It's looking pretty bearish now. It's losing momentum, it's losing steam, all because of just reading and analyzing the candle. And that's because of me reading a couple of pages from that one book that Coach told us to read, which is I'll take a picture of the book and I'll put it on the chat. But it's a really easy book to read, and it teaches you all these candles Maribusu, hammer bullish candles,
Yep.
inverted hammer,
So there's
inverted
14
hammer.
candlesticks before making any trades, I believe is the name of it. I don't have it sitting here. It's on the other table, out of my reach.
I
right
have it
now.
here in my room. I was reading it last night. I left it on the desk.
NQ is bouncing off the gold level on the 1 minute chart. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Look at that. All right. Well, we thank you all for being here today. We are here, like I say, 3 times daily. Anybody that you come in contact between now and tomorrow, try to be an encouragement instead of a discouragement. There's enough of that in the world and on the TV and in our old natural environment. So anybody you come in contact with, try to be an encourager, leave lasting positive memories with that person. Even though they may be smiling at you, you don't know what's really behind that smile. They may be going through a tough time, and you may be that person's last hope to be an encouragement and lift them up. You know, with kind words, a smile, whatever, right? Don't just assume because somebody's smiling at you that everything's all hunky-dory with them. So try to leave that in a positive manner. And we will see you here, same time, same bat channel tomorrow. And I do appreciate you all being here today. Again, my name is Mark McSee, and we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. again. Coach will be on from 9 to 11. I'm 2 to 4. And immediately following this show, go over to our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, and the Aftermarket Show, starting at 4 p.m. Tell Don you heard about us on the futures. And I thank you all for being here. And we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.